Welcome back to another episode of Foraging Through the Calendar with me, Jack Ball. I'm a foraging instructor in the south of England, and in this video series I'm going to be sharing my skills with you online. Guys, I've hit the absolute jackpot straight away. This has got to be one of the most prized mushrooms that you could find at this time of year. And I've stumbled across a bounty. Let me show you. Ta-da! Can you guess what it is? It's the Porcini, otherwise known as the Sep, and known in England as the penny bum. It's got to be one of the most high-prized finds that you can get now, and it's certainly one of the highest priced mushrooms if you were to buy it. It's an absolute delicacy, a delicacy that the woodland provides at this time of year. And I have found a treasure trove. So we got this one here, and just over there, in fact, let's get up, spin you around to these, literally just next to them. Boom! Another one right here. Let's give him a little pat for good measure. Another one, little pat for good measure. Another one. They keep on going, guys. They keep on going. Another one. Another one. And an absolute just piece of art that we've got here. Oh. Look at this guy. Wow. Wowee. Now that is a prize specimen. I'm so happy. My basket is sorted today already. Woo! Now, you're most likely to find the penny buns in late summer and early autumn. What you're really looking for is a decent amount of rainfall during that period, and then like a week after that. So like 7 days after the rainfall at that time in the year, you're likely to find the Porcini. And that's when they like to sort of pump up and start showing their faces. And, you know, weeks either side of that as well, you're likely to sort of see them knocking about as well. But that's a real strong indicator for them to come up through for us to find. Oh, just look at this little gem. I just love giving them a pat as well. They feel so like, yeah, I don't know. They're like a mushroom drum, you know. It's got its own beat. It's got its own rhythm. I love it. You get that little drum sound, and then see if you can hear me crunch them up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just amazing, right? You're out here in the moment, you know, honing in, looking for these kind of guys, and then you suddenly find them, and then you just get smashed in the face with dopamine. You know, it's like, it's being out here foraging, it is the one for your mental health as well as your physical health. Through your diet, through your exercise, you know, it's just a win-win. And when you get rewarded with things like this, it's a no-brainer to get out here, guys. You know, like, these are like 50 quid a kilo, I think, probably a bit more than that. It's you know, it's not a cheap mushroom, and that's if you can even find it to buy it. You know, yeah, you'll find some Porcini dried out, and by the way, dried out, when this mushroom's dried, oh, it's an incredible flavour. You can eat it raw as well. It's got a gorgeous flavour raw, but you know, you want to be out here soaking up the rewards of nature, going home and making yourself a lovely Porcini creamy pasta dish. Come on, guys. They're out here waiting for you. So the Porcinis are a safe mushroom for you guys to start with. In fact, this Boletus family, which is the mushrooms with pores instead of gills, like a sponge-like appearance, are all safe as well. It's always a safe family for you guys to start off with. A couple of things to keep you really safe within this genus is to avoid any red or blue. So you don't want any red or blue staining or bruising on the mushroom. And with the Porcinis, you will not find any red or blue. And to be honest, you know, there's not a huge amount of really great edibles within the Boletus genus. Many of them are bitter and not very great textures and flavours. But the Porcini, amongst a couple of others, are absolute high-grade winners.
There aren't any fatally poisonous boletes, but there are poisonous ones, such as this one, the Devil's Bolete.
Now, there's 3 other absolute prize Porcini lookalikes as well. You've got the Bronze Bolete, the Summer Bolete, and the Pine Bolete. And all of those mushrooms are very similar to this mushroom, although found at different types a year, but they all share the netting-like appearance at the top of the stem where it meets the cap. And right guys, I've got another cool one to show you, but it's not really that beginner friendly, but it's interesting. And it's interesting because I found it, here's all my Porcinis, but this guy is the one in question. Oh, can you see it? There. It's the Miller. Now, this mushroom actually, yeah, this mushroom, it actually grows on the mycelial network of the Porcini. So if you find this one, it's a good chance that the Porcini is very close by. But the reason why it's not a great beginner forager mushroom is because there's some really poisonous, dangerous lookalikes. The main one to be concerned about that looks similar to this is the fool's funnel. But also, a rule of thumb for the newbies is really just avoiding all white mushrooms. And if you want to be super cautious, just avoid mushrooms with white gills, and that rules out things like the death cap and the destroying angel. So yeah, not really a beginner one, but I can smell it from here. The scent of this one is so pungent and pokey. That is my identification of this, really, is that spermatic smell. I got kind of glued in looking for those penny buns. I just kept seeing them and kind of stayed in their territory and didn't find much else. But I've been highly rewarded for it. Check out this bounty. Wow. Oh yeah, I did grab a couple of birch polypores as well, which I'm gonna make into a tincture, but you know, that's for another time and another episode. Right, I've got another one to add to the basket of joy, but this one again isn't quite beginner friendly. It's in the Boletus family again. It's this guy, the Scarletina Bolete. Now this is going to be a good example of the red and the blue on the Boletus family. Let's pick this guy. The little twins. Double whammy. Wow. They formed the same cap as well. Wow, that is so beautiful. I've got to give you a close-up. Let me introduce you to the Scarletina twins.
Don't they look cool? Well, don't get your eyes fixated on them too much, because as I said, as a beginner, you want to stick on the ones that don't stain red and blue.
Right, there's one more little guy down here, so I'm going to cut him and down the middle, and I can show you the blue staining. There he is. Whoa. Oh, he's in there tight. There we go. Right. Are you ready for some immediate staining? You can actually see just where I've touched it, it's starting to turn blue. So, ready for this feast before your eyes? Oh, well, one-handed. Oh, nah. Yeah, we didn't quite get it. I might have to try that with another one. But you see the blue. Okay, we're going to try that again with the cap of this one. So I'm just going to slice a piece off and then you can see it that way. Whoa. Yeah, that's real time. Just rapidly going. Just cut a bit more. Right, that's better. Real time blue. There we go. Yeah, see all the pores going as well. So yeah, this is the Scarletina Bolete, and yes, it is edible. The way to ID this one is the red dotting on the stem, whereas its lookalikes will have netting pattern on the stem, otherwise known as reticulation. So to summarise on the boletes, you want to be avoiding red and blue. So any red markings or staining blue flesh. That way you can stay safe in this genus and test out different ones that you find in the field and figure out which ones you like. But for me personally, it's the penny buns that make my heart sing. And this year I'll be continuing to enjoy them all through the winter. Right guys, it's the next day and I found an absolute treasure trove again. So we're still in September and this is what I found. Ta-da! The cauliflower fungus. And not only just that little gem, there's plenty more to go around. Just here, we got this spot, guys, looking a little bit older. And then hidden, tucked in there, another prime specimen. September is getting abundant out here for the mushrooms. So many gorgeous edibles, and cauliflower is one of my favourites. This is by far the most cauliflower I've ever found. There's not just this one and the other two I just showed you, but there's more over there. In fact, I'll grab that one in a sec, but what a spot. Like normally I only find sort of, normally like two to three a year. Cauliflower fungus is one of the premium mushrooms that you can find out foraging. It's a really meaty one with gorgeous texture and flavour. You can, you know, fry it up as is fresh, or roast it in the oven, or dry it out and retain that gorgeous rich flavour for all sorts of stocks and stews, much like the porcini. When you're looking for your cauliflower fungus, you want to be looking at the base of conifers. So this one here is right on the base of this stump, but as you can see, like the surroundings, huge conifers here. And at the base again, we're at another old stump here, and this one still on that old stump. Get yourself out to a woodland that is full of conifers and look at the stumps. And just a few more meters away, I've spotted another one. Look at this little gem. So yeah, there's a couple of different cauliflower fungus out there as well, but from a forager's perspective, you can kind of box them in the same category. They're delicious and tasty, and to really identify them exactly, it would be much harder than just observing them with your eyes in the field. But yeah, if they look anything like this cauliflower fungus, like a brain or a coral or something like that, then they're a good, tasty edible. Guys, this is getting out of control. This is a cauliflower jungle. I mean, they just keep on coming. I got like, there's another little guy here as well, and look at this monster. Whoa, insane! Like, I've not seen anything like this before. This amount in one spot. My dehydrator's going to be busy. Would you believe it? Another little patch. Well, I say little, pretty beefy patch. This just keeps on going. It's starting to get ridiculous. I mean, here's another two little absolute gems. I mean, I found enough here. I mean, there's so much more terrain as well to explore, but just in this little patch, I just keep seeing these ones. There's like enough here to feed a huge amount of people, and these gorgeous medicinal mushrooms are going to end up going to waste. Get on out here, look for the conifers at the base, on the stumps, especially pines. This could keep on going, but I'll finish up with this one, the little hidden gem. Got a little stump hidden in this holly. Pull the holly back, and there she is. Oh, another absolute gem. Come and help me forage these mushrooms, guys. Well, I'm gonna start off with this little gem. Whoa, look at that. Now, not only is this mushroom an absolute delicacy, it's so tasty, so meaty, so delicious, it's extremely medicinal. There's all sorts of studies around it, its anti-tumour properties being really effective in the studies that have taken place, and particularly as well for the immune system. This is such a powerhouse to boost our immune system. Guys, get on out here and get some free medicine in you. Right, I'm going to try and pull this one up without using the knife. You can kind of like get your fingers right in at the base of it underneath and sort of keep wiggling it, prising it, pulling it away. It's
really wrapped up in this grass, this one. Wee-hee. Now, with the cauliflower, one thing that is a little bit of a nuisance is cleaning them. So as you can see, this one, he's wrapped up all sorts of debris in there. And that other little small one that I just got, you know, not much debris in that, so that's not going to be much of an issue to clean out. But yeah, really, you just got to sort of go around it and pick them out. You know, put in a bit of work and enjoy the fruits of your labour. Wow, what a bounty yet again. I'm telling you guys, this time of year it is easy to fill up a basket of delicious, gourmet, edible, medicinal wild food. You can go home with a bounty like this during most days throughout this month, so I really encourage you to get out there and get amongst it. My dehydrator is going to be pretty busy this season. I've got a nice round of porcinis that were in there last night. They're going to be reloaded with my cauliflower, and I'm going to have a powerhouse of medicinal, tasty mushrooms to be making my winter stocks and stews, and generally just enjoying the fruits of my labour during this time of year. Right guys, I'm back on the edge of the woodland and I'm in a field now, and look what I've spotted in the distance. Let's zoom in on there. Can you see that little white? Looks like a mushroom to me. Let's go check it out, see what we got. Right, approaching. Now look at this. Whee. Now, I can't be 100% sure which mushroom I've got here until I do a few little tests. So, if you see this type of mushroom out in the fields, out in the grassland, and let's pick it and have a little bit closer look. Ooh, so look at that. Underneath there, we got some pink gills, which tells us this is in the agaric genus. So this is in the same genus of mushrooms as the white button mushrooms that you're familiar with in the supermarket. But this is a wild variety. And so the test that you do with these type of mushrooms when you see them out in the field is you're mainly looking for yellow staining on there. And that is a bad, well, not necessarily a totally bad sign, but it's a sign of caution. So I'm going to one-handedly cut this mushroom in half now. Let's do that. Let's give him a slice down the middle. Nice. And we can see that that has stayed beautifully white and there is no yellow staining. And if I scrape the bottom of the stem a little bit with a knife as well and irritate that, expose the flesh. If this was the yellow stainer mushroom, an inedible agaric, then that would be staining yellow, especially on the stem there. So next test is to give it a good sniff, and it smells lovely mushroom. So this is an edible agaric. There's also the horse mushroom, which will stain yellow, not as violently as the yellow stainer, but that is actually a delicious edible. But the real key trick with the horse mushroom is to sniff it. So you'll see a little bit of yellow staining on it, looking very similar to this mushroom. Give it a good sniff and you'll have a beautiful, divine aniseed-like smell, a bit like fennel. But the horse mushroom is gorgeous. But this one is just like the ones in the supermarket, but a little bit better, a bit more flavour. So it's a good mushroom, it's coming home. And these little babies as well. Thank you very much. Also, so you see on this one, like under the cap there, there's a veil, right? Now I break that, and underneath we got the gills. So what happens is as this mushroom matures and the cap expands and comes away from the stem, you are then left with this bit further down on the stem. And this is the skirt of the mushroom. And that can be a really key identifying feature for various genus of mushroom, many mushrooms that will have the skirt. So yeah, it's a good thing to know. That's how the skirt is created, and it's a good ID feature. More cauliflower, more cauliflower, more cauliflower, more little ones going on. Right guys, the rain's coming in thick and fast, and I'm gonna wrap things up there. I've even found more cauliflower
it just keeps on coming, but I'm going to start getting too wet to stay out here. But thanks for watching all the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.